the woods that breathe. Long before there were roads, before maps, before names carved onto land. The forest was already alive. Not alive in the way trees grow. Alive in the way something waits. Something listens. Deep beneath layers of soil and tangled roots, beneath centuries of fallen leaves and forgotten bones, there was a wound in the world. And wounds do not simply close. Sometimes they breathe. The GPS lost signal first. Arjun tapped the dashboard screen. Come on, don't do this now. The car's headlights cut through a tunnel of trees that leaned inward like ribs around a dying lung. Ravi leaned forward from the passenger seat. Maybe we passed it. We didn't pass anything, Meera said quietly from the back. There's been nothing for 30 minutes. No houses. No lights. No sound of distant traffic. Just forest. Karan forced a laugh. This is good, right? Total isolation. Digital detox. Peace. But even he didn't believe it. The road narrowed. Then, without warning, it stopped. Not faded. Stopped. Like someone had erased the rest. Arjun turned off the engine. Silence swallowed the car. Not normal silence. Heavy silence. The kind that presses against your ears. For a moment, none of them spoke. Then Ravi whispered, "You feel that?" "Feel what?" Meera asked. "Like we're not supposed to be here." No one answered. Because they all felt it. They grabbed their bags and flashlights. The owner had sent coordinates. Cabin is a short walk from road end, the message read. Short. That word would haunt them later. The trees were unnaturally tall. Their trunks twisted slightly, like spines turned wrong. There were no insects. No crickets. No birds. Just the sound of their own breathing and the crunch of boots on dry leaves. After 15 minutes, Karan stopped walking. "Guys." They turned. "Have we been walking in a straight line?" Arjun checked the compass app. The needle spun slowly before settling. Then spinning again. Ravi swallowed. "Magnetic interference? From what?" Meera asked. No one answered. The forest felt thicker now. The air heavier. Like humidity without moisture. Then, they saw it. Through the trees. A shape. Angular. Unnatural. The cabin. It leaned slightly to one side. Wood darkened with age. Windows clouded from within. The porch sagged. But it wasn't abandoned. It didn't feel abandoned. It felt occupied. The front door stood slightly open. Arjun pushed it gently. It creaked inward. The smell hit them immediately. Rot. Mold. Old wood soaked with something metallic beneath it. The interior was simple. A table. 5 chairs. A stone fireplace. A staircase. A rug in the center of the floor. Meera counted slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chairs. There were only 4 of them. No one mentioned it. Ravi forced a grin. Maybe the owner likes symmetry. But the 5th chair faced the staircase. As if waiting for someone to descend. They found the trapdoor beneath the rug. Of course it was beneath the rug. Karan laughed nervously. This is exactly how horror movies start. Relax, Arjun said. It's probably storage. Ravi grabbed the handle. The wood felt warm. That should have been impossible. He pulled. The trapdoor opened slowly. Darkness waited below. Not empty darkness. Thick darkness. Arjun turned on his flashlight. The beam barely pierced halfway down the narrow wooden steps. They descended. Each step creaked like it hadn't been touched in decades. Or like it had been touched yesterday. The basement walls were not wood. They were stone. And carved. Symbols covered every inch. Twisting shapes. Faces hidden within lines. Mouths open in silent screams. Meera felt dizzy looking at them. In the center of the room stood a wooden table. On it, a book. It was bound in pale material. Not leather. Not white. The texture looked stretched. The edges stitched with thick black thread. There was no title. Only a symbol carved into the cover. A circular design with jagged lines branching outward like cracked bone. Ravi stepped forward. "Don't," Meera whispered. But he already touched it. The surface felt warm. Like flesh beneath skin. The thread snapped. No hands pulled it. It snapped. The cover fell open. The pages were thick. Uneven. Covered in dark red writing. Not ink. Something thicker. The symbols shifted slightly as the light touched them. And then, a whisper. Soft. Inside their heads. "Read." Karan grabbed his temples. "Did you hear that?" Arjun nodded slowly. Ravi's lips began moving. "No, stop," Meera said. But the words poured out. A language none of them knew. Harsh consonants. Deep guttural tones. The air pressure changed. The walls vibrated softly. And above them, the forest inhaled. Upstairs, windows shattered inward. The door slammed shut violently. Wind roared through the cabin. But outside, the trees did not move. Not one leaf. Ravi stopped speaking. Silence fell. He stood still. Then, he smiled. Slowly. Too wide. His neck tilted to one side with a sickening crack. "Ravi," Meera whispered. He looked at her. His eyes were black. Not dark. Black. Completely. And when he spoke, the voice was layered. Multiple voices vibrating together. "You have opened the wound." Karan stumbled backward. "This isn't funny." Ravi's body jerked violently. His spine arched backward unnaturally. Bones popped under skin. He fell to the floor. Still. Dead still. They approached slowly. His chest did not move. No breath. Meera reached out. His eyes snapped open. He screamed. The lights exploded. Ravi moved faster than human muscles allow. He climbed the wall in a blur. Fingers bending backward as he gripped wood. He crawled across the ceiling like gravity meant nothing. Laughing. A wet, broken sound. "You read the words," the voices said. "We are awake." Arjun grabbed the chair and swung. Ravi caught it midair. His fingers snapped backward from impact. But he didn't flinch. Instead, he grinned wider. Blood began dripping from his eyes. Black blood. It burned holes into the wooden floor. Outside, the trees bent inward toward the cabin. Watching. Whispering. The whispers grew louder. Hundreds. Thousands. Ancient. Hungry. Karan ran back downstairs. The book lay open, pages flipping wildly though there was no wind. He scanned frantically. Drawings, ritual circles, human figures split open, symbols repeated. Then, a translation scratched roughly in English below one page. The door may be sealed only with blood freely given. Karan's hands trembled. Guys, he shouted. Upstairs, Meera fought to free herself from Ravi's grip. His fingers dug into her shoulders, skin tearing. He leaned close to her ear. You belong to us now. Arjun ran down. What did you find? Karan showed him the page. Understanding passed between them. One of them had to give their life. Willingly. Behind them, Ravi descended the stairs upside down. Smiling. Meera grabbed an axe from beside the fireplace. When Ravi lunged, she swung. The blade buried deep into his shoulder. Bone cracked. But he didn't fall. He laughed. You think flesh binds us? He ripped the axe free. Black liquid spilled instead of blood. It sizzled on the floor. The walls pulsed like veins. The symbols began glowing faintly red. The cabin shook violently. Wood splitting. Windows imploding again and again as if reality was glitching. Arjun picked up the book. I'll do it, he whispered. No. Meera shouted. But he had already cut his palm deeply with a shard of glass. Blood dripped onto the page. The symbols flared bright crimson. Ravi screamed. The layered voices overlapping in rage. You cannot cage us. Arjun pressed his bleeding hand onto the central symbol. I give it freely. The air exploded outward. A shockwave threw everyone to the floor. Light swallowed the room. The chanting stopped. The forest exhaled. Police found nothing but ash. The cabin had burned completely. 3 bodies were recovered. Ravi, Karan, Meera. Arjun's body was never found. Authorities ruled it an accidental fire. Case closed. Forest silent. For a while. Miles away. In a hospital room. Arjun lay unconscious. Machines beeped steadily. A nurse leaned over to adjust his fore. His eyes opened. Brown. Normal. She smiled slightly and turned away. His lips moved silently. Whispering. The same language. The window behind her cracked slowly. A long thin fracture spreading like a vein. In the forest. Leaves trembled. Roots shifted. Deep beneath the soil. The wound opened again. And the woods began to breathe.